go out there, make first things first. Welcome to the Speaker World, the ultimate platform for you to get recognition and impact, be seen, be heard in your industry, in your space, and be able to truly get recognized for what it is you stand for, why you stand for it. And that's what the Speaker Awards is all about. So for now, we're going to give waves and say hello to the rest of the team. I'm going to quickly introduce everybody, including myself at the end. I'm going to talk a little bit about what the awards are about, the story behind it. Then we're going to hear from the lovely Lucy. Then we're going to hear from the lovely Jazz. Then we're going to hear from lovely Simone and Joe. And then we'll take questions at the end. So please, if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat as well. And we will gladly answer all the questions. Simone is literally off the plane straight to this. He's literally, there we go. Hopefully I'll have a good sleep after this. But just landed from Miami today. And here he is looking slightly jet lagged. But that, you know, who is who right now. So right now on this call, on the stream, you have Lucy, part of Rethink Press. You have Jazz, and also a co-founder. Lucy's a co-founder. You've got Jazz, who was Speaker of the Year 2022, and she's our ambassador, so big wave. You got Simone and Joe, the other co-founders of the Speaker Awards, and you'll hear from every single one of us throughout this. I'd like to welcome everybody again to this stream, for showing your interest and wanting to be here today and really understanding how the awards can support you. I do have a running schedule and I have to stick to it. That's why I'm holding it in my hands. Otherwise, Simone will give me a virtual kicking, right? Or literally put his hand up to the clock. So I'm Elliot Kay. I'm the co-founder of the Speaker Awards. And just a little bit about the Speaker Awards before we hand this over. I set up the Speaker Awards last year with Simone and Lucy and Joe after coming out of the 2 years we've all been through. And what I really wanted to do is I wanted to, being a speaker myself, how much speaker were at the forefront of keeping communities going, sharing resources, really being there throughout the pandemic. And even now during the energy crisis and everything we're going through, I feel a lot of times speakers can be forgotten because they're on stage and they do so much to elevate people, to elevate industry, create a public platform that recognizes the hard work that speakers do. And for me, that came from seeing, and there wasn't somewhere that was shining a light on speakers. A lot of organizations have their own awards within the organization, but what I wanted to do is create something that really shines the light on the great work that a lot of people are doing. And that's what used to change industries. And I just felt, you're entitled to disagree, but I just felt that often it wasn't always, there wasn't a place for them to be recognized. Great idea. And he went, oh no, not another one. But when I actually explained the idea, the Speaker Awards were born. I turned around to Simone, as was my business partner, like, hey, Simone, I've got this. He was actually like, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. So we went for it. We launched last year. We had just under 100 applications last year. We had 80 odd people. No, it wasn't 65 shortlisted, which was fantastic. And then, of course, you can see the winners on the website, the speakerawards.com, the ones who actually won. And then what happened is we did the awards dinner, which this year is happening in July, the 7th of July. We had 95 people in the room, all dancing, all celebrating. What I really love about these awards and what I really feel, you know, what I found last year is people really parked any sort of ego, and it was all about the industry. It was shines through, and I'm very keen to keep that. It's the collaborative support, speakers supporting speakers. It's about the work we did. It's all about the experts that got on stage and stood there and were really there because they want to shine a light, because they want to support. And that's what I really loved about that. So as a co-founder, that made me very, very happy, obviously, to see the success of the awards. I'm going to have a quick look at the chat. But what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to pass it on, but also to see what it did for people. And Jazz will be talking about that shortly. So that's a little bit about Lucy, the other co-founder, who actually was like, Elliot's a bit crazy for wanting to do this last year, and maybe she'll tell you a little bit about that. She thought I was mad as Business Book Awards and everything like that. But Lucy, over to you. I'll be quiet now. Over to you.
Thanks, Elliot. Thanks very much. And yes, it's true. I did think Elliot was a bit mad for for starting these awards and then wanting to do it and make it happen so quickly, because I'm kind of all about, we've got to plan, we've got to structure, we've got to make sure this happens.
Especially the period of time I decided to launch it and then do it. I think everyone thinks I'm a bit mad, but we'll talk about that another time. So let's introduce Lucy, one of the co-founders. She's also one of the co-founders
of the Rethink Press were there to support and to be part of the team behind the awards. And I think between us, it just showed how important that this idea was, and how sometimes just going and making it happen is the best thing to do. So my experience with awards goes back a long way, and I think there are two sides of awards that are really important. Sometimes people can be a bit sort of dismissive of awards, but actually they really play an important role in two sides of things. One is, as Elliot said, to really shine a light on a particular activity, a market, an industry, an area that people work in and often don't get that sort of visibility, or don't get rewarded, or have a light shone on them for doing some really incredible work. And I think that really is true of speakers. And it was just such a great idea to do this. My experience comes from running awards, particularly from the Business Book Awards, which we set up. We're just in the middle of our sixth year of awards now, and again, although perhaps it was slightly less rushed than the Speaker Awards when we first set it up, it was still a very new thing 6 years ago. I mean, yes, there are other business book awards, but they tend to be for big kind of publishers and famous business authors, and we wanted to set up some awards which recognised that there were all sorts of authors, all sorts of routes to publishing. And, whether you were self-published or whether you went with a hybrid publisher like Rethink Press, or whether you were published by one of the well-known publishers, your book needed to have a chance of being reviewed by your peers, by experts, and being shown to be an important thing that you were doing, that having written a book was a really important thing to do, just as being a speaker and getting your message across as a speaker is a really important thing to do. What you're doing by either writing or speaking is really as important as changing the world. It doesn't matter, in a sense, how many people you're speaking to or how many people read your book. If one person or 10 people read your book or hear you speak and get value from it, but also get life-changing results from it, then that's important, and awards deserve to highlight that. So I think, over the 6 years that we've been running the Business Book Awards, I really do think that the industry, the area, the genre of publishing has gained in recognition, and some really great authors have come through that. And also what really pleases me is that authors come back and say, having just entered the awards was a really important thing to do, was something that gave me, I had to think about the entry form, I had to think about how to present the book. And even if I didn't get shortlisted or didn't win, it was still an important place to be and to be part of it. And the other thing, as well as awards, really highlighting areas and markets, it's really important for the people entering it. I mean, I think the first award I ever entered was actually for a novel I hadn't written. I entered my idea and I didn't win, but I was shortlisted and I got that novel. I eventually wrote it. And because I had been in those awards, it actually got published by Macmillan. So I think extraordinary things can happen to you when you enter awards, even if it's not even if it's not the thing. You don't necessarily have to be the winner. And what you think is going to be the outcome may not be the outcome, but doing that, taking that step, daring to put yourself forward for an award is a really important step. So I really think that, if you are a speaker, if speaking is part of what you do, and it may be that you have a business and speaking is what you do to promote your business, you are still a speaker. If you are an author and you have, you've written about what you do in your book and you go out and speak about it, you are still a speaker. So you are absolutely eligible, and you should enter the awards to get that other part of your services, of what you do, your practice, out there and recognised. And I am going to hand over to Jazz, because Jazz did win the Speaker Awards last year. And I'd love to hear from you, Jazz, exactly what has happened to you since then, and tell us about the experience as well of winning the awards.
Yeah, I think like entering the awards is a bit like running for president of the US. If you think you should be president, you shouldn't be entering. It's really the best people who you want to take control of the country, the people who don't feel that they should be in control. And that's really, for me, I felt such an imposter entering the awards. I'm like, what am I even doing? But I genuinely thought the experience of entering will be really good, because I can get feedback on where I'm lacking, what other people are doing. And I genuinely didn't have any idea. I thought, it's on my birthday, the awards are on my birthday, I'll bring some friends, whatever happens, the food will be good, we'll have a party. So on the night, getting runner-up for highly commended for best live virtual gig was incredible, because that was really good feedback. And I thought, this is good, next year I can come back and try and win. And then I won best live gig, which was kind of mind-numbing, because it was such an honor, and it was great, but I was struggling to come to terms with it, which is why I totally missed it when I won Speaker of the Year and everybody else realised that I'd won before me. And I mean, I've had some amazing things happen in my life, but I can't really put words around what it meant to be acknowledged and recognised by so many people I didn't even know. There was so much love in the room. There were people I'd met during the day, but who were standing and clapping and genuinely so pleased and excited, not for me, but with me. So the idea of being part of a community from entering an award, the idea of finding a home, finding a place of people who are fighting for your highest good, because they know that when you share your message, it's amplifying everybody's message too. That had a profound impact on me personally, and is why I talked Elliot into letting me be an ambassador, because I want other speakers to experience this journey. And since I won the I mean, we joked on the night, I think Elliot came up to me and said, so I guess your prices are going up now. And I was like, yeah, I think so. But I already was charging quite a lot. I believe that I add value. I know that I'm good at what I do, and I know that I have an important message. But I have gotten gigs from photographs of me at the awards, me winning an award, basically me crying or looking shocked. I've had corporate clients come to me and say, we see you've won Speaker of the Year. We see who you were standing with. We know that guy. You must be good. Can you talk to us about speaking? So I do a lot in education and health and in social services. But I was doing maybe like one corporate gig, I don't know, a year. I've done 8 since I won the awards in the short few months. I've had people contact me from hearing me on a podcast, from hearing me speak about the awards, and they've been totally like, oh gosh, so tell me, what's it like? Because I'm not a winner who's like, yeah, I should have won. I'm like, I still think someone's going to come and say, I'm so sorry, there's been a mistake, can we have it back? So I'm clinging on to my little trophies just in case. It's just, but the biggest thing is it's helped me reframe, tell a story that is honest and truthful. And you can't win Speaker of the Year and then say, oh yeah, I'm all right at speaking. No, I'm really good at what I do. And it's helped me kind of own the truth about who I am, so that when I'm encouraging other people on the imposter syndrome journey, I have something real to share, what it looks like on the other side of that. And that's why I think it's really important that we apply, that you send even if you think there's no chance, good. The less chance you think you've got of even being recognised, the more important it is that you get your application in. Because even the process of applying and engaging with other people, like imagine being in a room where you've got like 1,000 people who are all determined to make a positive change. That's what the Speaker Awards feels like. And I cannot go back to who I was before I entered the awards. It's not accessible to me anymore. It's literally changed me on a molecular level, on the way I think, on the way I show up, on the way I hold myself. I've had to come to terms with this story that is the truth about who I am and what I do through speaking. And no one should miss out on that. So for me, it's not just that it's raised my income, it's raised my profile. I've been invited. I said before the speaker was, I said, I'm going to do a podcast, but I don't want to do it. I want someone to pay me to do it. I want someone to have it all set up in a studio, and I want them to have celebrity guests. That's happened since winning the Speaker Awards. I'm co-host of Hope and
Jazz,
Anchor,
you froze
which
there.
is
You froze just after the Hope and Anchor.
I mean, honestly, if I listed all of the things
what was the second?
that have changed since winning, it would
that's a dramatic
because
pause.
it's blowing mine on a day-to-day basis.
The user poses.
You've got to join.
Yeah, very dramatic. Part of that.
Right. I was just.
Yay! Thank you, Jazz.
On,
Honestly,
if I was to list all of the things
hearing
that the Speaker Awards have
gives
caused
me goosebumps,
change in my life,
it just
your mind would
reiterates
blow,
why we
because
set
my
up
mind
these
is blowing on a
awards,
day-to-day
because
basis. Do not
it's all
hesitate.
about
Enter
the people out.
awards. Your future
it's
self
not
will thank
yes,
you for doing
Simona's a speaker, and yes, I'm a speaker, and yes, Lucy, but it's really what this is all about. It's actually us stepping back and going, the stage is yours, really, and that's. So if you do want to enter, make sure you go to the speakerawards.com. The link is also in the chat. If you have any questions, I'll gladly take them. Please feel free to reach out to me or any of the team. We will answer any questions you possibly have. We're also going to take questions later on towards the end. So if you have a question, we will answer it here live as well. He is here. Just very quickly before I hand it over, Joe, are you with us? Are you with us? I believe Joe is next. But I can't quite see if he's on the screen or not from my end. Can you guys see?
Yeah, he's here.
So Joe, we'll hand over
on the
to you
screen.
shortly.
Yeah, I can see it.
I just want to back what Lucy said about the awards. I entered the Business Book Awards 3 years ago and got nowhere. Not even because of that. It's because I'm not in the club. I was like, no, that's not. I can't. It's because I didn't do this. It's sniff. Nothing. And the little boy in me was like, oh my God, this there. You can imagine what we're from here. And you know what? I didn't win my category, and that's okay, because this year I've been invited to be a judge at the Business Book Awards. And for someone that's dyslexic, that, yes, I've written authors, other peers, several books. That was the greatest honor, to be able to support other. And, you just never know what doors will open up. So no, I don't have to be the same. You just don't know what doors are going to open. At least 20% of everything that you've earned. No kidding. I have a winner over my head. But I feel like a winner because of the doors have opened. So again, the Speaker Awards is exactly what space it's going to create in your life. We wish every single person has the same success as Jazz. Jazz, by the way, I'm invoicing you at least.com. Any questions we'll so if you do want to enter, that's what you need to go to Speaker Awards. Everything went through my head. And then eventually I went, be quiet, pull your pants up, and come back bigger and stronger. So the next year I came back with a book that I was joking around with, and that got short.
You should.
And I was so blessed to be in the room last year to the end. What I'm going to do now is hand over to Joe, another co-founder, and over to you. Or not. To say that's why we do this, because it's the doors, it's the opportunity, it's the credibility, it's for you. Can you hear him, or is it me that can't hear him? That's not part of the deal. For the rest of it, exactly. I can retire now. I'm kidding. But yeah, I just wanted to Lucy's business partner, who is going to talk a little bit about the categories this year.
Itself was amazing. So the actual awards event, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, the awards event was absolutely awesome. And everything you said, like, I don't know what it is about speakery people, but they were all backing each other like 100%. It was like a whole family of really cool people. So I just wanted to acknowledge that. I'm really excited to see what happens this year. Last year was amazing. So I'll get on to the categories. I know Simone will tell people how to enter and a bit more detail about that later. So I'll run through them. I'm going to start with the new ones. So the new categories are Best Storyteller of the Year, And so if you enter that, it's like, what's that story? What's that big change, life-changing story you've got to share? Then there's best technology speaker. So we've got a specific category all about technology and tech and what's coming up. I think that'll be a really exciting category for this year. And then a really important one, sustainability and positive impact speaker of the year. So that's a new category too. So those are three really interesting categories that anybody can enter if they've got something to say in those areas and those subjects. And then we'll get to the other main categories. So there's best showreel. So even if you just want to enter with the showreel as a speaker, you can enter the awards for that alone. So you don't have to have a perfectly ready to go video of what you've done or snip of what you've done. You can just go with the showreel. And if you haven't got one, now's a good time to make one and then enter that. So it will be good for your profile anyway. Then there's TEDx Speaker of the Year. So if you've either done a TED Talk or a TEDx, you can enter that into the awards. There's Live Speaker of the Year. So that has to be a live event that you've spoken at and in person. Now we're back in the real world and we can do those kind of things. And then Virtual Speaker of the Year. So if you've performed on Zoom or via any of these streaming services that we use now, you can enter for that. And then there are two categories that you can't enter but you can win. So the one is Newcomer of the Year. So when you put your entry in, if you've become a speaker in the last year, and just to get this right, jump in, Simone, if I get this wrong, from 2022 up to 2023, if you became a speaker in that time period, you just let us know when you enter, and you can be considered for Newcomer of the Year. You don't have to enter that category specifically. And then the big one that Jazz won and was kind of been so life-changing, lovely to hear her story, is Speaker of the Year, the overall Speaker Awards Speaker of the Year. And again, that is going to be drawn from the other categories. So, and again, correct me if I'm wrong. I think it doesn't matter if you didn't win an individual category, you can still be nominated as Speaker of the Year if there's something exceptional about what you've done. So that's all of them. That's a quick run through. Again, go to the website, thespeakerawards.com, and as soon as you click that entry button, you can see all of the award categories to enter.
Yes, exactly. Yeah,
I'm going to hand over to Simone now.
We're all here, exactly, Joe. And it is these are all the categories. Remember that even if you are entering, for example, for TEDx or for a virtual gig or a live gig, must be a gig that you did within 2022, 2023. You can't give us a footage that you shot in 1962. Probably the quality of the camera wasn't that great then, but you can't have footage that was years and years ago, because every year we want fresh footage. Every year you want to upgrade your material. And so we have reflected the application of the awards to reflect, we have created the application of the award to reflect also the assets that you should have in your speaking business to raise your fees and as well get more opportunities. Because you know that, in your speaking business, you're just as good as the marketing material that you provide. You're just as good as the way you promote yourself, or the others promote you, whether it's an agent or a bureau or a speaker booker that you have. And building these assets is important. And that's why the best speaker, the speaker that get booked the most, have these assets. Now, some of you might already have those assets. And in fact, in the application, you will see where we ask you for some picture. We will ask you for the video of the application, whether it's your TEDx, whether it's your showreel, whether it's the live gig, and so on. But also, we will ask you to describe and to write things about your talk, about what you talk about your profile. Now, the great thing is that if you already have those assets, awesome. It will be mainly an exercise of copy and paste. But if you say, well, I don't have those assets yet, this is an incredible opportunity to create them. I remember I won multiple awards in the speaking industry, and the first time I applied for an award, to be honest, it was overwhelming. I gotta say, that was the first time. It was overwhelming. But it was one of the best things I did for my speaking business, because it allowed me to reflect in the way I work. It allowed me to reflect in the way I operate. It allowed me also to create assets that then I use for other entries, other applications, other awards, for the following years because some of the information are the same. So if you don't have them, this is an opportunity for you to create them and to create it in a guided way, to create them in a way that it makes sense for you as a speaker and for the judge that is going to judge you. And that's what I love about the Speaker Awards, is that when you go to thespeakerawards.com, which is the page, so thespeakerawards.com, you press the big yellow button that says enter now. Then it will give you the application form. Disclaimer, there is an application fee for £30 to cover the admin cost, because one of the things that we wanted to be sure about these awards is that it's not just another popularity contest. This is not the more vote you get, and you know this kind of awards, right? The more vote you get, the more chances you have to win. There's not one of those. And it's not even the more you pay, the more chances you have to win. Or, hey, you've been selected. You just got to pay X amount of money to receive your... No. It's not like that. We have a panel of judges that are speaker bureaus. We have agents. We have other professional speakers in different industry, in different niches. And the reason why we are set up in this way, because we want them to be as fair as possible, and for the Speaker Awards to be something that you can be proud of, not just a small token of recognition that is given to anyone else that is meaningless. If you get even nominated for an award, not even win, but if you get nominated, it means that you're doing the right things. It means that your business, your speaking business either has potential, or is a confirmation that you are on the right track, that what you have is solid. Just the nomination. Winning it, it puts you on a different level compared to all the other speakers. And that's why throughout the application, you press the big yellow button on the page, which is thespeakerawards.com, and then you go through the application. Now, you can also complete the application in stages. You don't have to, if you see, for example, that you start the application, and you don't have all the assets that you need. You say, oh, damn, I need this particular clip. I need to get it done. You can come back to the application and complete it. So get started straight away. Get started as fast as possible. Because the sooner you start, the sooner you will know actually what is required, which means that if you need to have extra time, because, Elliot, if you can please confirm when the application, the entry will close, for me. 21st of April, so you have more than a month from this moment, from this live broadcast. You have more than a month. It means that you start now, you already know what's going to be required. If you don't have those assets, you can either get a video editor to create your showreel. We have also some connections, so if you, for example, need a video editor, just send a message to Elliot. We will send you some recommendations of people that we worked with that build professional showreels. But then it means that you're not going to run late and you're not going to miss this incredible opportunity. And also, if you're thinking, you know what, maybe I'm not ready for this, let the judges decide. You don't know the application process. The amount of awards that I won that I thought, no, this is not going to happen, and then it actually happened, I cannot even count them. And the reason why it is because whatever we do, we often take it for granted. Maybe you do something that is special, that is unique, that is different. But you might take it for granted because that's what you do on a day-to-day basis. That's what we do on a day-to-day basis. So let other people that can only judge you by the assets that you provide decide if you're going to be the winner, if you're going to be nominated or not. So having said this, make sure you enter. It's thespeakerawards.com, and I cannot wait to see all your entries. If you have any question, as Elliot said, then either put them in the chat. We're going to have a Q&A in a moment, and also reach out at any point. We are all here to help you and support you because we are growing these incredible communities of speakers, which is to a final point that I want to make. Just being in the room, whether you are nominated or not, whether you are going to win or not, being in the room and networking with people that take their business seriously, that's going to be a game changer. That's why I love awards so much. It's about the people that you're going to meet there that are going to make the difference. You don't know what introductions they're going to make. You don't know what connections they're going to make. You don't know who you're going to meet that is going to create the next big opportunity for you. And we are there to facilitate that process because we stand for community. Now, my time is up. Again, make sure you enter. Any question, let us know. Elliot, if you're here, give me a sign, because I see your camera going in and out for a moment. So I just want to know if you're there, or otherwise I can feel the time singing an traditional Italian song, which no, you don't want to hear that. Volare, oh, cantare. Okay, yes, Elliot, you're back. All right.
So this is where the recording went horribly wrong, and I'm only talking about Simone singing. If you're ready to go to the speakerawards.com and start the application process. Get it done, get it in early, and we will, of course, get you in front of the judges. Now, what happened here is the recording went horribly wrong, and we had a Q&A session. So what I thought I'd do is I'll answer all the questions here. You can see the questions that came up. Of course, if you have any questions, email us, mike@thespeakerawards.com. Or if you're ready to apply, go to thespeakerawards.com and apply. So Lorraine asks, can I just ask, on the website, it says entrance must be professional speaker, taking into account Lucy and Jazz's comments. You've seen them talk about that. How are you defining professional? And again, Daphne asks the same question. What defines a professional speaker? The answer to this is simple. If you use speaking to extend your brand, to in some way promote yourself, in some way to monetize your speaking, you're a professional speaker. If you're an expert that speaks because of your expertise, you're a professional speaker. If you get paid to speak, you're a professional speaker. It doesn't matter if it's £10, £1,000, £10 million, you're a professional speaker. So if you use speaking to monetize in some capacity, get clients, extend the brand, raise your profile of your company, you are a professional speaker. If you just speak as a hobby and you don't get paid and you're not in any way associated to your brand or a company, a service, a product, an industry, then you're not a professional speaker. So that's the key difference there. You're a professional speaker if you use speaking to raise your profile, to monetize it, to get sales, to open doors, to create partnerships. Anything in the capacity that has a commercial element means you're a professional speaker. And it doesn't matter what level you're at right now. We have the new speaker category, and we have, of course, various other categories if you're more experienced. Now, you could be starting out and feel you're better suited for another category. That's okay too. Just put that in your explanation why you think you should win. Quick question for the Live Gig Award. They have to be consecutive minutes, or does it have to be with an intro and ending as well? Claudia asked that. So for the live category, it can be a compilation, right, of that live talk, as long as the compilation was recorded between March 2022 to April 2023. Can I record a speech and send it on the film send the film to the awards? The answer is yes. You can record a speech to camera and send it to us and submit that to a category. You can do that. We've had people do that, especially some people don't have anything current, so they've gone and filmed their talk and submitted that, and some people actually won awards last year for that. Richard asks, Lorraine, any advice on putting a showreel together or starting from scratch? Yes, the advice is this: collect all your footage and get a professional editor. If you currently don't have any footage, go into a studio for half a day, film your stuff, get it edited down in that respect. Showreel, again, 3 to 5 minutes. You don't have to have 5 minutes. Industry standard is about 3 minutes. So in that respect, the time of 3 minutes is that. But, we do have one of our sponsors, Bros in Marketing. If you want their details, just drop us an email, mike@speakerawards.com, and we'll connect you to him and he'll advise you. But the other thing I would say is really think about it. It's a commercial to your speaking. So you want to put your best stuff to the front. Put the first 30 seconds, really great stuff, so people are likely to watch on as well. Richard said, I did my first speech in February and it was a TEDx. On the website, it says TEDx limit is 8 to 10 minutes, but my TEDx is 18 minutes long. Can I send the YouTube link as it's entirely an advised section to listen to? We discussed this. The answer is yes. For those of you who don't know how to edit your TED Talks, for those of you who don't have the footage of your TED Talks, what you can do is you put the URL and tell us, please watch from here to here, and the judges will know that they'll be instructed to watch the 8 to 10 minutes that you instruct them to watch. Do not expect them to watch beyond that. Don't just submit it and say watch the whole thing if it's 18 minutes, because you'll just be disqualified. Okay. How long should a story be? right? The story should be between 3 to 5 minutes. Now, a caveat with the story section this year is you submit the story and you can submit it to camera. You can just tell it to camera, your storytelling, however you want to present it. Of course, speaking is much more, as this is a speaker awards, if you're speaking it, even better. But of course, you can do it to camera. And what will happen is the 4 people will be shortlisted. Then you get a little coaching from Leah, one of the judges. And then on the night, the 4 of you will perform 5 minutes of your stories. And then on the night, it'll be decided who wins that category. There we are. So that's the length of it. So how long's the story? What's the length of the speech? And again, 3 to 5 minutes. That's your magic 3 to 5 minutes, unless it's a TEDx, which is an 8 to 10 minutes. Claudia, other question. I won't be in the UK. What impact will this have on the possibility to win an award? You'll get judged on your application. There is an expectation that anybody shortlisted should come to the awards. We're not going to enforce that. That's not going to take away your ability to win. But the application is under the premise that you're going to show up if you're shortlisted. That's generally how we work and how awards work. How many categories can you enter? You can enter, we recommend no more than 3, because also if you enter more than 3, you're telling us that you're spreading yourself too thin. So we'll go, this speaker doesn't really know who they are as a speaker, right? Each category you have to pay. There is an admin fee of £30 because there's a lot of work going into this. And plus we didn't want it to be a popularity contest, right? £30 admin fee, and you will pay per category. Can one clip enter multiple categories, i.e. story, live event? Yes, it can. You can use one clip if you feel it justifies all the categories. Is it only for UK speakers? Here's what we say. It is for the UK speakers, but if you are from France, Spain, Italy, and abroad, and you enter, the expectation is you will come to the event. Last year, we had people fly from Canada. We had people from France, Spain, a variety of countries. So yes, the answer is you can enter, but the expectation is you are going to attend. Vic, how many categories can you enter? 3 is the maximum, and it is 30 per category. Yes, and each one will be judged individually. They will have no influence on the categories because also you have different judges. Amanda, can you merge more than one presentation together? You can merge more than one presentation together. Just be aware then that's verging more on becoming a show reel. So we might decide it's more of a show reel than it is a talk. So just be aware of that, but you can merge more than one presentation. Kat, I'd like to create a show reel, but the footage I have is mostly from speaking on podcasts. I wouldn't recommend putting podcasts unless you're doing a podcast show reel. And if there's a podcasting competition, I'd say yes. Really, it's about you speaking. Virtual stage, if you want to do it to camera, that's fine. But I wouldn't use your podcasting footage. I would use speaking footage mainly. Tammy, is it just keynotes, or can we submit a panel of us speaking or deliver interactive training sessions? So here's what I'll say about that. If you delivered an answer on a panel that you feel is really powerful, really potent, really strong, and in itself is a talk, submit that. But make sure it's just honed in on you. If it's you delivering interactive sessions or trainings, again, it's got to come across as a talk, as a speech, so the judges see you speaking. This is the Speaker Awards. So really think about that. Just understand that whatever you submit is your commercial. It's your advert for you as a speaking. So just really be conscious of that as well. Okay. Also, if the event was hybrid live and streamed to many, which award category is right? You can either put it as the virtual, you can put it as live, because even you can put your virtual presentations in the live if you want, as long as it was live. But the judges will look at it as a virtual presentation and the other judges will look at it as a live presentation. So the one that's hybrid, I would put in live or virtual, right? So again, you decide. On the sustainability, who looks at the credentials of the speaker's integrity? So the judges will, in that particular, look at the speakers and make sure that they are who they are and they're not, like, as you say here, boo-hoo, like woo-hoo stuff. But, equally, there's people that are very passionate about sustainability that might not have credentials. So they might be having a really great message. If you look at Greta, she doesn't have any credentials. She's just very vocal about what she feels. So in that respect, we just want to make sure the person's integral, they're authentic, it's not commercial, they're just doing it to make money. So the judges will check out that aspect of them. Yeah, exactly. I have a large speaker and author community. Is there a referral scheme, John, and anyone out there that's watching this? email mike@thespeakerawards.com, and let's talk about referrals and getting involved in the community. Of course, if you're ready to apply by this point, go to thespeakerawards.com and apply. Richard, where in the UK is the awards being held? It's going to be held in London. We're just talking to the hotels. As soon as we'll know, we put it on the website and we will let you know. But it's likely to be Central London, 7th July, 2023. And there'll be a day conference as well, which will start around 10, be done around 5. Then the awards will start around 7. Okay. I don't have raw video of my TEDx, so how can I edit it? There was a suggestion to do a screenshot of your TEDx if you wanted to edit it down and then submit that. There's also going to be a link shortly that we'll put in the email that follows this that explains how you do that. Joe did actually answer this question, but of course it went horribly wrong, which is why you're seeing me and hearing me. How can the judges help you guys, as in the Speaker Awards? Please spread the word. Anybody that's watching this, please spread the word. Invite people that could benefit from this. 3 minutes is quite a long time for Showreel. Simon Ong's Showreel is 1 minute. What I'm saying is submit what you think shows you off. If you think your 1 minute is impactful and powerful enough, then go for it. However, if it's not going to show you off enough, use the time. The judges are there to support you and they want to see you in your greatness. So if you feel 1 minute does the job, great. 3 minutes otherwise, I would suggest is the minimum. Also, if the event was hybrid and live streamed to many, which category would be right? You can do either virtual or live. Grace, I can't see the application form without completing submission first. So here's the thing: if you the software we're using, it's just a terminology thing. You don't pay till the very end, so you can submit and you can tweak, and the only time you can't go back and change it is once you've paid. So ignore the language, go through the process, and then at the end you'll ask for payment. What if you've had a speech you're proud of and speaking another topic? Again, just submit what it is that you want to be judged on. So if you're something you're very proud of, but now you speak on something else, it's okay. They'll judge you on that. Sorry, I joined late, no doubt, but it's been answered. Can it be any topic? Yes, it can be any topic. You have to decide what category. The closing date is the 21st of April. That's a closing date at midnight, 21st of April. That's when it closes, and then the judges will have 2 weeks to cast their vote. Then we have a live announcement on the 12th of May over Zoom or Riverside, or the shortlisties. And on that day, we'll also release the tickets for the dinner and the conference. And what we tend to do is have a special early bird. If you get one, you'll get the conference included. And that's last year it was 147. I can't remember off the top of my head now the pricing, but it was 147 last year for the awards and the conference, should you choose. And I can't promise it'll be the same this year, but it'll be around that. Mike, I've done a few keynotes this year, but none recorded. Can I just record to camera? Yes, you can, Mike. Absolutely. Also, Laura, also interested in referrals, email us, mike@thespeakerawards.com. Let's talk about it. Let's book in a call and discuss it. Where will the awards going to be held? In London. What time on the 21st of April? Midnight. I didn't hear the answer. Did I miss it? Can one clip enter multiple categories, stories, and live event? Yes, you can if you feel it's appropriate. Is there any online info about the day conference yet? Not yet. We will be publishing that shortly, but typically there'll be about 5 speakers. Then there's also Meet the Experts, a couple of sessions on that where you meet the judges and you get to talk to them and discuss, of course, how they can support your speaking journey. What is the cost of the conference? Last year was about £97 for the conference alone. Yes, you can attend just the conference. Yes, you can attend just the dinner. We suggest you attend both to get the full experience. Can we attend the conference if we don't apply? Yes, you can. Here you go. I will put this in the email, but Joe has kindly, one of our co-founders, kindly done a little video or shared a video about how you can edit the start and end time of your YouTube link. There you go for the TEDx category. How much is the conference? As I said, last year it was £97 early bird. It'll be around that. Don't hold me on that. But we also offer 2 for one, basically the dinner and the conference for one price, which you'll have to keep an eye out. Are the judges looking at why you ended your clip? No, the judges aren't interested. Once you've ended, they start the judging. What do we need to do to come to the conference? We will release details on the 12th of May. Contact info for the Showreel videographer. It's herman@brosenmarketing.com. I will put this in the email so everybody has access to it as well. I mean, what does one need to do to come to conference? You will then, to come to the conference, you buy a ticket and you show up. Where's a link to sign up? It's www.thespeakerawards.com. And I'll make sure that you have that, of course, in this email. Grace, does the showreel have to be created in the past year with included footage from past year? As long as that's a great question. As long as the showreel itself is created in the last year, the footage can be from any period, right? We'll trust your integrity on that. Any sites you can recommend for putting a show reel together, Lorraine, again, or anybody, we will put Herman's email, or you can email us in that respect. Can I record a talk to the film? Yes, you can. Emma, did someone mention a Facebook group? So we do have social media handles. I'll put this in the email as well. We've got Instagram Speaker Awards, Twitter Speaker Awards, YouTube Speaker Awards, and of course we have a Facebook group, the Speaker Awards. So please follow us on all the above. I'll put the links in here as well. And I will, of course, be sharing all the different things. If we can help you in any way, if you want to ask any questions, email us, mike@thespeakerawards.com. If I need to jump on a call with you, feel free to book in a call with me. I'll gladly do that. If you're ready to apply after all these questions, thespeakerawards.com, right? If you need to apply after these questions, then Speaker Awards, thespeakerawards.com. Do the application, go through the process, get in early, and let's go from there. I hope this helped. I'd like to wish you all the success in the world. The team are rooting for you. We want you to win. We want to meet you. We want to support you, not only to be a great speaker, but to speak your greatness. So could it be you this year?